Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen, this is Johnny with BMF Customs, and we are playing Overwatch. So Overwatch is Blizzard's attempt, or actually a very successful attempt to add a first-person shooter, much in the style of Team Fortress 2, which I myself have never played, although I hear that it is very fun and still a very popular game. So in Overwatch, you can pick from several heroes. I'll go into training mode real quick and show you what we've got. Alright, so we have different types of heroes. So we start out, we've got offensive heroes. These are your heroes that are usually very high damage, although not very robust in their ability to absorb damage. You've got defense heroes, which also actually include snipers, but the snipers I wouldn't necessarily consider defense. They're kind of a mix of offense and defense. You know, they're your typical long-range cowards. So your other defense heroes, you've got builder type and just straight up defensive type. A lot of utility to be found with these types of heroes. So then we've got our tank heroes. Now your tank heroes are generally going to be designed to absorb more damage themselves and or protect their teammates and keep your team alive. Then you have your healers or support heroes, and there's different heroes in each type that have very drastically different play styles. So I highly recommend that if you start playing Overwatch, you go through all the heroes and find heroes that suit your play style. Also, this game is designed around having a very well-built team composition. So in order to be effective, you generally are going to need a tank hero and a support hero to maximize your team's output. This would be nice if people actually understood it. So hopefully watching this, you'll at least have an idea that you need to be able to diversify the types of characters that you're playing. Most of your people that you find in your games are going to pick either a defense or an offense hero, and that's all they ever play. They don't think about the greater good of the team, and I would like to think that probably speaks to the age of the player, but the majority of people don't pick for the good of the team. They just pick a offensive player, and that's all they ever do. So that's what we've got. We've got Genji. He is a robot ninja. Pretty awesome. So that's the type of characters you have. So here we find ourselves in the training area. This is a really good place to come and learn the abilities of your characters. Also, when you pick a character, if you're unsure of exactly what they do, you can press F1. Now that will bring up a nice little screen that you see here, which tells you the difficulty of the character, generally speaking, and his abilities. So who we have here is probably the character, not necessarily my favorite, but the character that I get stuck playing the most because of the aforementioned selfish bastards who don't learn how to diversify what they play. So this is Reinhardt. He is a tank style character. His main weapon is a giant hammer, or if you have a skin, an axe, which only hits in melee range, although he does have a fairly extended melee range, and he does a very significant amount of damage when he contacts. His other easy attack is, or not easy attack, but his other normal attack is going to be E, which is a ranged attack. So he's going to throw out a firebolt, and it is actually called Fire Strike. And it does a significant amount of damage if it hits somebody. So it's pretty good. It's long range. It's slow. If people are expecting it, it's not too hard to dodge. but in close proximity, if they don't have time, it's a pretty outstanding move. The extra benefit of that move is that it can penetrate shields. So tunes like Zarya, I believe her name is, and then this guy himself, Reinhardt, it will actually go through the shield and damage players behind it. So speaking of shield, what makes Reinhardt your quintessential tank character is this: your right mouse button. And that pulls up his barrier. Now as you see there, it brings up health of his barrier. If people start damaging it, that will go down. However, when you release it and spend some time with it away, it will recharge itself. So it's called his barrier field. And it does only protect in the actual direction that it's facing. So from the front, not from the sides. It is slightly curved. So the next thing that we have on good old Reinhardt is his ultimate, which is called Earth Shatter. Now this is pretty handy, and what it does is this. So he smashes his hammer or axe, whatever have you, into the ground, and it knocks people down and stuns them for a second. Now this can be a game changer when teamed up with other people who have their ultimates, such as Pharah or Junkrat. Anybody that can do a massive amount of AoE damage, this is really beneficial. So the next thing Reinhardt can do is his shift, and that is charge. Now this is really interesting because it also keeps the player from being able to do anything if you hit them with it. And it also does a very significant amount of damage. Now charge can be steered as you're in the middle of the charge, but it is not very... It doesn't turn fast. I'll show you. I will hold down my turn key and you'll see how fast he turns. So it's a very, very long arc that it allows him to turn. Alright, so that's our old Reinhardt, and this is just the introduction. Just want to see if people are receptive to this kind of video, seeing what different tunes have. So we'll go ahead and leave our game. And we will jump into a quick play match. And since I have the most time on Reinhardt and I'm more experienced with him than any other character, I will play him and see what we get. So talking about Overwatch while we're waiting, I find the game to be very fun. It is nice to be able to pick up the game and just jump into one, and then you can, you can be done. You don't have to invest a whole lot of time into it. So I'm joining a game that's already started. Now, in this type of map, you have an escort. And so as you can see there, I missed with my charge and then got splattered. That right there, what we're looking at through the kill cam, is the Torbjorn turret. And it's one of those nice things that requires zero skill. You just set it up and it shoots things that get into its line of sight. So the reason I died there, even though I had my shield up, is a sniper got me from the side, as you can see here in the kill cam. So that shows you how directional the shield is that Reinhardt has. And we're not going to make this overtime. So I joined a game that was already well in progress. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop this video there in order to keep it from being ridiculously long. And I will do another play through with Reinhardt and record that separately. Well, thank you guys for joining. This is Johnny, BMF Customs. Have a wonderful day, and may Thor, Odin, Cthulhu bless you.